All right, so let's begin and welcome once again. I am Sonam and I'm basically the trainer for the Microsoft Certified Educator program. So today I will take you through how the program has been structured and what are the various possibilities that you could do with the Microsoft products and how you could use it if you are a teacher in a school, college, or an institution, and why knowing certain because during these program you also will be learning about certain 21st century skills and how these skills can be implemented in your lessons in your schools or colleges. All right, so I hope I'm quite audible, and I'd love to have an interactive audience. If you have no problem, I would like y'all to also keep your cameras on so that I can see y'all, and if not, then it's okay. So let me just quickly ask a poll question, and I'm just going to release the poll in Zoom itself, and you could press yes or no to that question so that it gives me a fair idea about whether you know about these tools or have you been using these Microsoft tools. So I have put out a poll which says, do you use Microsoft tools in your school or organization? So I would like you all to respond to that. All right. So I've got 5 answers, and of which 3 says they have been using it in the school and 2 have not used it in the school. So thank you so much for that poll. And let's quickly, let me just quickly share my screen so that I can share my presentation with you all. All right. So today, for the next 1 hour, I will try to tell you about what this program is all about, what all components, what all various tools and skills that we are going to learn. And if then time permits, we will try and see if we can create an ebook using one of the Microsoft tools. So this is about me. I am a certified Microsoft educator myself and also a Microsoft Innovative Educator trainer. And I have taught and trained around 400 to 500 teachers on digital tools, the teaching, learning, pedagogy, and a lot of other trainings related to particular curriculum, because I also work as a consultant in one of an international schools in Mumbai. So that's about me. And yes, these are certain awards that I have received. All right, so this is the entire presentation has been divided into 4 parts. This is an overview of various things that are possible when you know these Microsoft tools, and so what we are going to learn, and I'll be talking more about it in detail, but I would like to highlight something to you is, yes, we're going to learn how to create an ebook. We're going to learn on how do you manage assignments within Microsoft tools and create interactive quizzes, and also how do you maintain grade records of the students. And yes, the main important thing is how do you create a digital classroom. And yes, there are a lot of other things which I will keep talking about while throughout the presentation. So and yes, the second focus is also going to be on 21st century learning design. I will be speaking a lot about this in my presentations ahead. And I will also draw your attention to how these skills are going to be is the need of the hour. And if you've read the National Education Policy, it also talks about the same skills that we should develop in our students. All right. And yes, then there will be a lot of information that I'll give you about what is this, how do you go about doing the certification, what is the process of the examination, how are we going to conduct these programs, and yes, what is the cost, that is also very important. And yes, if the time permits, we will try and create an ebook. All right. So yes, let's look at certain highlights of the Microsoft tools which are used for education purpose. And it's called Office 365 Education. The schools get licenses based on which these tools, if you see, I'm sure everybody knows a W, which is a Word, and X, which is an Excel, and the P, which is a PowerPoint, which probably all of us are using since a very long time. But yes, there are many other. The cloud is OneDrive, the T is the Teams, and the N is the OneNote. So these are just few applications that I will be it's there in a pictorial form, but yes, we are going to do a lot many more. So yes. So the reason why we are as a company are talking about learning this product is Microsoft is a one-stop solution for many challenges of an educator. So within the product Microsoft Teams, you can integrate all that is possible, which is written over here in this slide, which is creating an ebook, having a newsletter, having storage space. You can gamify your quizzes, the digital classroom, having an AR, VR in a lesson plan, having interactive quizzes, data analysis, all of that could be integrated in one particular platform, which is Microsoft Tools. And these are the few things that we will be doing. And yes, there's definitely much more to this. Here we are talking about creating an ebook. You are knowing to you how this platform can be used on a mobile version. How do you send assignments, give feedback? How do you conduct quizzes? How do you automate these evaluations? Integrate these with other educational tools. So even if they are not Microsoft products, how easily we can integrate these products in our classroom, which is MS Team, which is the digital classroom. And yes, how do you make a consolidated gradebook and an announcement? All right. So I will just quickly go through, I will show you a demo on how a digital classroom can look like. And yes, our role as a company is to help you become an expert in using digital tools, all right, to benefit the students and definitely benefit teachers because they are developing new skills. All right, so let's just make quickly share my screen again. Um, all right. Yes. I hope everybody is able to see my screen. So yes, this is how after a login an Office 365 account looks like. Though I've been using it a lot, that's why you see a lot of data and content if you scroll down. But yes, if you're a first time user, you may not see so much. And as you know, we will be providing you with a Tech for Educator ID for around 6 months of time where you could use these products, practice it, and any doubt that you have, you can definitely come back to us. And yes, the certification is the main important thing. So let's quickly move on to a Microsoft team. All right, so this is how when a Microsoft Teams application is opened up, it looks like. I've got a lot of, if you say classroom, these are my digital classrooms, okay, which I've been using because we've already had one batch, which is almost coming towards the end of the certification program tutoring or tutorials that we are having. This is how a platform looks like. Let me take you through one of a sample that we've created so that you can see how a classroom can look like and how things are integrated within the classroom. So yes, as we spoke about creating an e-book, okay, so this particular feature can be done through the class notebook feature, which is there within Teams. And yes, because we have an education license and also that we've created a particular kind of a team, which is a class team. We are able to see these pictures. All right, so I'll just open this up again so that it is big and wide for you to see. So this is how a typical class notebook would look like. Okay, it would look like something like this on the when you start creating. And yes, these are few things that we've created so that we can share it with you. And the great best part about these is that it can integrate your forms or a quiz. It can integrate videos. It can help you give audio feedback. If you are bored of typing, you can record your instructions using the dictate icon. And yes, you see the student wise books because you are a teacher. You can see student wise books. So in one go, in one particular application, you can see all the student work. All you have to go and do is correct their work. All right. So I'll just show you one sample of how a particular topic could be prepared um, on this platform. So yes, I have divided my pages into some part because I didn't want to have a lot of content. But yes, there is no space. You can have unlimited things can be kept adding below this. So these are basically notes. And if you see, there's a video which I have incorporated. And the difference between this platform and a Word is if you have a new topic, in Word, you will probably open up a new document and start creating all of that. It may not be as interactive as it is here because in a Word document, your forms cannot be embedded. What by that I mean that the students are unable to solve the forms directly on a Word document. It will be just a link. When you click on it, it opens to a new tab. So in this, everything is integrated. The students can work directly within this. When I click on it, the video plays on its own for the students over here. All right. So if you see this, this is the assignment on which I have put up here for the students. Is some class sheets, and I have questions over here which I can get the students to solve. Even the video on the quiz which I have embedded is already put up here, and then students can view and say, and they can directly submit their quiz right from the OneNote app. All right. So these are few sections, these are few types of activities that we've created. You can have add more links. Okay, this is the worksheet. So if you want the students to write their answers directly, okay, it has been created in such a way that they can write over this particular, okay. So green plants are called dash since they synthesize. So whatever the answer is, so they could really start typing right over here. Okay. And yes, it also has this product called Stream, wherein within the video you can embed a quiz which the students can solve, and you then definitely know that yes, some students have been paying attention and have watched the video, and therefore they've been able to answer the queries. Okay, just let it load. It just, my internet is a little slow. That's why it's taking time. All right. So if you see, this is the video. If I play it, just refresh. All right. So if you see here, there is a quiz which is there for the student, and they can solve it and submit it within the video. All right. So this is how the integration is possible of various audio, video corrections that you would like to give the students. Feedback and reviews can be given, and a lot of emoticons and images are there. All right. If Do we have any maths teachers in this session today? Anybody, if they can raise their hand if they're a maths teacher? All right. Okay, so then there is a very interesting feature for the maths teacher which can auto-generate quizzes on a style of questions. I'll show it to you. Okay, so I'll just create a page. I will just write a very simple formula. X plus 2 equals to 3. Let's see if okay, it's become an equation. All right. And if you see here, okay, it's become an equation. All right. So if you see x plus 2x is equal to 3. Now, do you want to solve the value for x, or you want to get a graph done, or whatever? So if I say solve, it is going to show me steps. Okay. And I can see various steps. And here it is showing me that. And once I've done that, if I think I want to have further practice on this, okay, let me just take you back to it. Okay, solve. I can generate a practice quiz which will decide automatically. You can decide how many questions would you like, and similar questions would be then getting generated, and a quiz will get embedded within this platform. You see, automatically a similar quiz has been created by the platform. So it's a very interesting feature for the maths teachers, definitely. All right. So that's about the class notebook. We will come to these features in a while. I'd like to show you how particular topics, uh, details, videos, if you really want to share, how can you also share? How can another way be there to share? All right. So if you see a chapter 1, which is on nutrition and plant, if you see, I am able to create a reference video which I have embedded here directly. The students can view from here. You can see the quiz which also has been put up here for the students, which they can click and start solving. All right. If you see, assignments are also put up here. So this is an assignment where the student can, so this is a student view. This is how the student would see the assignment. And okay. And yes, so we also spoke about gamifying a quiz and uh, an external tool which is called Kahoot is so simply integrated here that you can, I'll just show you the student version. You can click on this and get your students to start playing the game. So even a very digitalized tool can be really been made very fun for the kids. Now, as you saw my presentation, it was simple. It was not having any interactiveness within the presentation. But yes, there's another application called Nearpod, wherein you could embed questions within your presentations and make your presentation interactive for students. All right. So let me just wait for this application to load. So yes, this is loaded. So if you see, this is a presentation, all right? And there is a question which has come after 2 slides, probably I asked. Now, if you see, if the student wants to say, okay, I don't want to answer this, I just want to submit, it doesn't allow you to, the student to submit any responses until an answer is given to. All right, so I'm just putting some random answers right now. So there's a poll which can be integrated. There is a video which can be integrated. All right, so this is the video. And in this video, there is a quiz which has been embedded. Okay, so you see this point at which, so even here, so if you see, automatically the video has paused, and you could submit your answers. Only after you submit, you will be able to proceed further into the video. So this is another tool which we are going to be teaching in our program. All right, I'll also show you some more examples. Yes, so yes, this is another, this is how a playlist of YouTube also could be shared. Okay, so if let's say a teacher has created a YouTube playlist on a particular topic, so even that could be shared. All right, and yes, another platform which is Google Earth can also be integrated. So there are a lot many platforms which could be very easily be integrated into your Microsoft Teams. All right. Now, let me take you through an assignment. Now, assignment correction is more, if more rubric based, gives a child a very clear understanding on how and where he's gone wrong, rather than a teacher just putting a tick, giving some points and giving a very generic feedback. All right, so I will just show you an assignment. All right, so okay, so this particular student has submitted an assignment, and I have a rubric on which I am going to assess the student. So this is how the rubric looks like. So first, whether the student has put in relevant data. So I would say, okay, yes, he's put in, so I say completed. Unique content, maybe not. So I could decide on saying no. And so forth for all various criteria I as a teacher have created. I can give the students points, and when the student receives a feedback, all right, I'll show you the student side also. He would see it that how he scored in each of these criteria. All right, and then yes, you can give them a personalized feedback on how they have scored. So why has the child still got a 4 on 6? You could give further comments if you still want. All right, and once the students assignments have been submitted, then I'll show you one sample over here how the grade book looks like. This is how a grade book would look like, where you will have on various assignments that have been given to the student, how have they scored, and whether they have completed, whether there is a feedback given to you says need revision, whether the child has just viewed and not done it, whether the child has turned in, but this means that teacher has not corrected the assignment, and so on and so forth. So this is how a grade book looks like. All right. So yes, you can create as many as possible application, what is called the chapters that you want. And apart from a digital classroom, this portal also works for a one-on-one communication. So if you want to directly call a student or a teacher, you don't need their mobile numbers. You could, if they are a part of your organization, you could simply search for them. Okay, I'm looking for Mr. Nanjappa. I can see him here. I type his name. I can give a call to him directly, or I can start my conversation with him via chat. All right. And it has also an integration of your calendar. So within this, you will know how your schedule has been placed. And if you create a new meeting, it also gets embedded over here. So it keeps a track of your schedules. All right. Any questions until now? All right. So I will quickly go through what I just spoke. So this is the OneNote book, which is the ebook. That's the application name called OneNote book. So yes, it is definitely much better than a traditionally published book, which is in a paper form, which after over a period of time doesn't, because it can never be upgraded until you don't publish another version or another edition. Yes, you do not require any coding and you can make a very cost-effective book. Okay. So yes, within your one, you can create an ebook for various subjects. You can share this on a website. You can create a digital portfolio of a student. You can put up assignments in the form of one notebook. And then yes, it is also available on your digital devices. So you can even access your notebook from there. And yes, there is integration of images and videos. So these are various things that are a part of your ebook, which I had already explained. And this is the MS form. Yes, you could conduct interactive quizzes. You can have an adoptive form. So if a child is not doing well on a particular question, it will take that child to a remedial questions. You can add audios and images, and you can create survey forms as well, apart from quizzes or feedback forms. All right. So it's an you can create summative assessments. You can add videos and images. You can create various sections in the quiz and create a progress bar. You can automate your quiz, and you can get all the scores and analysis in form of charts in one place. All right. And yes, these three products, I'm sure we know how to use them, but we've tried and added certain features which are unique and new, which will help you as teachers in your school. So here, these are some. How do you prepare an automated table of content? How do you can dictate text and create your report? How do you add in your citations and footnotes? How do you create column formats? And yes, how do you use Word for collaboration purpose? All right. This is about Excel. So Excel, yes, we are going to do some basic features plus advanced features. We are talking about advanced formulas such as sum ifs, count ifs, VLOOKUP. We're talking about data validation, conditional formatting, flash fills, and a lot other things. And yes, data analysis also includes creation of charts. So even that, yeah. PowerPoint, again, we definitely know how to create one. We'll use PowerPoint to create a lesson, and so that we can have a flipped lesson that can be created. Yes, there is a very, very great feature within PowerPoint Online, which is the designer feature, which will make your presentation look very well. And yes, even this as well as Excel can be used to collaborate. So if you have teachers who are, let's say, in Excel using it to keep records of students' grade, one sheet can be used by multiple people at the same time, and it gets real time updated and records can be maintained effectively. And even in this, you could have the students integrate on a PowerPoint presentation where they create one product for the presentation of any projects. Yes, then as I think famously known, a lot of us know about Google Drive. So this is one such platform, which is called OneDrive. And yes, when you have a school or an organization uh, license, you get around a 1 TB space. And we also will be talking about the difference between OneDrive and SharePoint. And here again, how the sharing rights can be managed. Yeah, then comes the MS calendar. How do you organize an event? How do you keep notifications and email reminders? How do you make your schedules public and restricted? This is another product. This is called the MS Stream, which I showed you within the notebook, wherein you can use that product to create or record your own videos. So up to 15 minutes of videos where you can create your own particular video and record it. And yes, you can integrate quizzes within the MS2. Sway is another platform which is very well used for if you have to do a digital storytelling or you want to create school newsletter, and it is interactive. So even if you see talk about newsletter, usually it's in printed form, or even if not printed form, it's in a digital form, though it's not interactive. But with this, you can embed videos, you can have audios, and when people click on it, they'll be able to view a video or hear an audio, and have photographs also displayed in very interactive way. All right. And yes, these are some of the additional tools. Flipgrid being a part of Microsoft. So we will definitely be doing, I showed you our Kahoot and Nearpod are integrated, and then we definitely be integrating WooClap and teaching you WooClap and Quizlet. WooClap is another portal where you can do a lot of polls and have interactive sessions with the students. And Quizlet, you can create flashcards, and those flashcards can be used for students for quizzing and all of that. All right. So I'd like to have people interact now. If anybody would like to say, what can you see in this picture? And what can you interpret out of this picture? Anyone? Anybody who would like to speak? All right. So basically, we were trying to depict through this particular image that if you read the instructions very clearly, just a second, my screen got stuck. Yeah, if you read the instructions, it says for a fair selection, everybody has to take these exams, same exam, please climb the tree. So this is how some years back our instructions were, our assessments were, and not considering into differences, we as individuals were delivering our teaching and learning process. All right. So this is one example. So Mr. Mathur joined the bank in the year 1975 as a cashier in a public bank, and he retired as a head cashier from the same bank after completing 35 years. If you see, he's not grown much on his profile. From just being a cashier, he's tried to become just a head cashier in the last 35 years. So no skills upgraded. Uh, and some years from now, what happened was that the companies and in organization, the change was very slow. And to become or start a businessman or start a business, you really wanted a lot of mastery over things, and it was difficult. Okay, was difficult to start up a business. And if you see the time now, if you see time now, which I try to depict by this image, the world is so fast paced and the world is really governed by AI. Okay. What we are teaching our kids now, we do not know whether if that is even going to be applicable or is going to benefit the kids 10 years or 15 years from now. So today's maximum jobs are available in artificial intelligence, which was not very popular some 7-8 years back. And now our whole world is about applications. Okay. We are preparing students for jobs which we don't know even exist. So until some years back, there was never a job called application developer, or there was no job of a cloud engineer. I was talking about 10 years, 15 years back. Okay, so these are the jobs which are now have opened up, and in future even something very unique is going to open up. So that is why it is not important to ensure that there is a mastery over content, and that will help the child to be successful. Okay, so in order to ensure that the child can face the world, it is going to be an extreme important beauty of our teachers of this generation that we develop skills such as critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, effective communication, and yes, use of technology, use of ICT tools. All right. And back then, we had books to rely on and teachers always in front and the students seated across the table. And now this is how our classes. Classrooms are no more restricted to the class benches and the teacher. Students are learning through Google, students are learning through YouTube, students are learning through various products and things like that. Students are able to connect with another child of another school who probably is sitting in some country and he's learning, or with another teacher or a tutor in another country. Learning is definitely no more just paper pencil based. It is more of hands-on or experiential based. So that is the difference what this program is going to get you in. It's one part is definitely going to teach you Microsoft tools. And yes, we are also going to talk a lot about how to develop these 6 skills: collaboration, knowledge construction, self-regulation, real-world problem solving and innovation, ICT for learning, and skill communication. If you see these are exactly the same 6 dimensions or 6 features which are also mentioned in our national education policy, which was announced in 2020. All right. So I'll just explain one example which I had of collaboration. So we probably think we are doing collaboration, but it is time bound and it is directed a lot by the teacher. And that's how a traditional classroom we have been deciding on how collaboration is to be done. But for a 21st century classroom or a 21st century learning design, we need to we need to create our classrooms and collaboration in such a way that we are talking to helping the kids develop skills such as negotiation, conflict resolution, agreement on what is right, what is wrong, distribution of tasks. So they take the responsibility for that, listening to other ideas. So, and then coming up as a single idea as a whole group that is making substantial decision, and whatever they do as a presentation is to be interdependent and should not look like pockets. Okay, one member in the team has one opinion and another has another opinion. No, it has to come as one single outcome. All right, and this is one example of NEP we were talking about. And if you read, okay, if you read right from here, it's talking about diversity. Here it's talking about regular assessment. So no more talking about just year-end assessment or term one assessment. We are talking about continuous reviews to be taken. We are talking also about critical thinking and creativity. We are talking about helping develop unique capabilities. We are talking about use of technology. We are talking about community participation, which will definitely help. We're talking about collaboration and communication. And yes, definitely inclusion. So if you see, even the 21st, even the National Education Policy 2020 has made sure that it has integrated 21st century skills in its policy. All right. So yes, this is some highlights about the program. I think I'm on part 3 out of the outline, and we are going to teach you around 15 plus tools of Microsoft which you can use it in classroom. And this product is being used by 20 crore educators and students across the world. It's easy to learn. It's not a cost to the educator, uh, even to any institute, because for schools, Microsoft does provide free licenses. You just have to provide certain proofs. Uh, so it does not schools, but any education institute, right? And this is an example of how a badge looks like of a Microsoft, which can be used in any signatures or in your resume, so that with this badge, people definitely get to know that you are Microsoft certified educator, right? So this is how our training is going to be like. It's definitely going to be exam focused, and we are focusing on the 21st century skills plus the tools, and we are going to use various methods and from all the kind of classrooms if you see, if it's an online classroom or a projector based classroom or a chalkboard classroom or a lab based classroom or a tuition classes, anybody and everybody can benefit from this, right? And yes, why do some teachers need to become digitally smart? Yes, definitely the answer would come by seeing the picture will be pandemic, but it is not just a pandemic that should make you make the decision that, okay, we really need to become digitally smart. The reason that a teacher should be digitally smart is that if the teacher is able to explore what's available, the wealth of knowledge which is available on digital platform, she can use them in their classroom, and the kids are exposed to a larger pool of knowledge. And it's because education is not no more restricted to just knowing and learning from a teacher. All right. And yes, these are various things. Um, so the the World Economic Forum says in 10 years time, 9 out of 10 jobs are going to require digital skills. Okay. And easy to engage students with a digital resource. I'm sure everybody agrees to this. Um, we have to ensure that we are making our teaching learning as much as personalized as possible, as compared to making it a very traditional approach of giving just one instructions to everyone. All right, so teachers need to be digitally smart because yes, we are in a new environment, new generation, make the class interactive and engaging, personalized learning, reduce the digital gap between teachers and students. And this is extremely important because students nowadays are really quick because they explore things. As we become adults, we fear to explore things. So you will always hear a child who can probably be just be a 2 year old would be able to surf through the mobile and find his game. But as an adult, we would say, okay, papre, naya kuch, it's something new and I don't want to try it. Okay, what if I go wrong? So for us, what if I go wrong is the first fear rather than just trying. All right. And yes, the moment your digital gap between you and your student reduces, is excellent way to gain respect from the student. Okay, so this is one survey done by TESH, which says 80% of UK teachers say educational technology enables pedagogical innovations and improves education qualification. All right. So again, the new national policy, as I've been mentioning, is been talking about that. And these are few reviews we've put up to reduce the digital gap. And I urge you to go ahead and do this certification. It's a 5-week program. I'll be showcasing the other. So whatever the cost of the program is, uh, which is around 6,000 rupees, we are having a limited offer but we are not charging an additional exam fee, which is another 4,400. So within our training, we are charging your exam fee as well. And yes, the exam can be written back by sitting home. It's just a 1 hour exam, MCQ based. Passing score is just 70%. Okay, so this is how a certificate looks like. And yes, these are few details. So there will be hands-on training, 10 plus assignments. There'll be a mock exam. We'll have doubt solving sessions. We'll have a WhatsApp group. We interact a lot in WhatsApp groups. There's a small batch size. We have 2 class timings. One is 5:30 to 7 in the evenings and 8:30 to 10 in the night. And it's a 5-week program. And as I mentioned, the program fee for limited time is 6,000, which also includes your exam fee. And the batch date, we are starting the new batch from the 1st of December. All right. So we belong to a company which is Tech for Educator. I'm sure you know about, and this is our Google rating. And for any information, you can contact Ms. Malvika or this number, and you can have more information about any queries related to this program. Right. So I am more than available to answer any queries if you have. We do not have enough time to go through a creation of an ebook because we just left with 9 minutes and that's not enough. But if you have any queries, I'll be more than happy to answer. Any queries? Anybody? Can I have a response? Yes, no, why are the... Okay, yes, I have Mr. Kapil who's given. So, all right, thank you so much for joining. Yes, Ms. Sarika, do you have a question?
No, ma'am.
All right. So great. I hope to see you all in the next batch, which is starting 4 days from now. And let's learn something new. Let's explore something new and get digitally equipped. So thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time out. And I take your leave. And good night. Have a great day. And see you all probably on the 1st of December. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.